So we have a Live Beyond the Norms challenge. What are one or two things you challenge the Live Beyond the Norms audience to do this week?
Well, I would challenge. It depends what your goals are, right? If you're trying to live beyond the norms, but when I think about living beyond the norms, it is always challenging my paradigms. And so, in order to live beyond 100 years old, then I need to be consistently challenging what I believe to be true in my own life and how I am and what I'm doing, whether it's exercising, eating right, filling up my bucket in my relationships, and however I'm doing that. What I would challenge people though, and so in terms of the health and the health aspect, what I would challenge people, and this is something that's challenged even my own belief, is we've heard a lot about building muscle as a tool for longevity. As we know, the more muscle we have, especially when we get into our 70s, if we fall and break our hip, they've already shown that like in your 70s, it's pretty much a death sentence. Like your life expectancy just goes way down. So everyone's promoting a lot of muscle growth. However, there's also the flip side of that, Chris, which is having too much muscle in your body. Like if you're a bodybuilder, can actually yield poor results in the longevity space. And we're seeing that too much muscle because it eats up all your mitochondria and therefore, guess what? You're dead. So I would challenge your listeners, and I'm always challenging myself, like, do I want to have more muscle as I'm starting to age? I think the verdict would be no. And so again, there's that balance, right? What's that bell curve? And I would challenge your listeners, number one, if you're looking to live beyond the norms in terms of longevity and health, I would challenge you and say, do you really think you need to have lots and lots of muscle as you age? Okay, that's number one. And then the second thing that kind of ties into that is, I think, fasting. And this is something that I have changed my perspective on over the years because I used to intermittent fast a lot because I was told that this is what works and autophagy and all this stuff. But the reality is a lot of that intermittent fasting is complete bullshit. Now the studies, they actually don't show that, but we do see that with extended fast. I'm 43, so as we start to age, there's actually this time period where we do want to go into more autophagy. We do want to eat less and be in hypocaloric kind of states. And I think doing regular, longer, extended periods of fast where you're going beyond 36 hours is really beneficial for people in our age group to maybe even 60s. Then when we get into the 60s, though, believe it or not, that is when I think we do need more protein because we need those in order to keep that muscle and that collagen and everything going. So be very careful. And I've fallen into this trap too of just only eating carnivore and stuff. Well, if you're 43, that actually we've seen that can actually exacerbate and potentiate cancer. But if you're 60, it actually could be a very good longevity tool. Constantly be taking stack of your inventory of what you're doing and your habits. And just because it worked for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And I think where you're at in your age really matters. So the two things I would challenge your listeners is what are you putting in your body nutrition wise? And then also your exercise habits. Yes, we know exercise is good, but again, too much could be, I think, a detriment.